Canelo Alvarez still training, unloading heavy shots that were meant for Billy Joe Saunders. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus bundle. That includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. You need some quarantine content? They got you. All three apps, $12.99 a month. Click on my link. It can be found in the description box of any of my videos, and it definitely helps the channel in a tremendous way. When you guys click on that link, sign up. I know people are on lockdown, going stir crazy, but there's nothing we could do. Stay at home. And, you know, we have to wait until this is over. So if you need something to do, you've done all the cleaning, organizing, and stuff that you can do, and you need something else, some content, that's a great option. Get that bundle. Again, it helps the channel. Now, Canelo Alvarez, I was born ready. He's still in the gym. Now, that's actually during this quarantine. If you're rich, multimillionaire like Canelo, that's the good thing. You don't have to worry about it being someone else's gym or Planet Fitness or something like that. So you're free to continue working out. You know, not everyone boxing wise is in that type of positioning. So great for Canelo. He's done well for himself, him and his team. So what you can do is, you know, continue to stay in shape. He already has the equipment. So I'd advise all boxers. I mean, it's kind of goes without saying, but advise all boxers before you get that jewelry, you know, and that watch and stuff, you get an advance or whatever from your promoter or a first big real fight paycheck. Don't get no jewelry or like watches, AP watch and stuff like that. Invest in your own gym, something you own the keys to, a facility with all the boxing equipment needed, essential, you know, water bag, heavy bag, speed bags, a ring, you know, obviously equipment. But boxers, no matter at what level, because I know some boxers, you know, that aren't made of money and stuff on the up and comer list, And, they at least have that, the mouth guard from the mouthpiece guy, or, just different stuff like that, the gloves and stuff. So that's usually, you have to have that, a cup and all that. But invest in that gym, man, so you can do like Canelo and others who have the space and the gym. People, a lot of times, they spend their fortunes on the wrong stuff, in my opinion. God, what is that chain doing for you during the quarantine? You get a diamond studded chain, diamonds dancing. It looks cool when you're able to go somewhere and show it, maybe go to a club, strip club, something like that. But guess what? All that stuff is shut down, non-essential. But what you could be doing right now is working out like Canelo is doing. So I give props to Canelo for, he's put himself in a position to win, and he has his own gym. So he's staying in shape, staying ready, so you don't have to get ready. I think times like this are going to make the man or woman out of you. You see people's true colors, even businesses, organizations. You see how they really treat their employees with the statements they're making. If they're, pro-employee or pro-profit, you get to see these things in these unfortunate times where there's economic uncertainty. There's definite losses, daily losses, marginal profit losses, stuff like that. So you get to see what people are made of. And as far as boxers, there's a lot of boxers that don't know, they're not as fortunate as the Mayweathers and the Canelos, the Pacquiaos, who are well off and have mansions and stuff like that. So this is going to be a trying time for them, and they got to hold on and figure it out. If you're able to do road work without, being near people or something like that, or you can go to a mountaintop, there's no one in a rural area or something. This is the time. This is going to prove who's really a fighter. I think, unfortunately, just knowing human nature, there's going to be a lot of fighters who aren't doing the proper thing, and they're going to be eaten out of their weight class. Some people might have to move up in weight, or they're going to have a shit ton of weight that they got to lose before they campaign and have their fight. So, boxing's going to when boxing comes back, it's going to be real interesting. If you fight at 140 and you balloon it up to 189 and 190 during this, because you're like, oh, I'm at home, all I could do is eat and, sleep, and you're not taking this time serious, then good luck to you. And I give a lot of props to Canelo, actually, because Canelo is one of the guys that have made it. And the old, I think it's Hagler quote, it's hard to wake up at 4 a.m. and run 8 miles in silk pajamas. And Canelo, he learned from the loss with Mayweather, and he learned from Mayweather in terms of discipline. Canelo, as accomplished as he is, and the resume and the money he's made, I mean, unless it's an old clip, but I think Canelo's always showed a maturity well above his years, and looks like he's still in the gym, still maintaining his shape. We don't know when this will end and when it'll blow over, so that takes a special level of focus to have money at your disposal and not just be playing video games or in your theater room, still be putting in the work. You see him with the sauna suit. I mean, because he knows it's go time. There's other people like Billy Joe Saunders. He's hitting the heavy bag, but he's hitting it in a whole different fashion. He's hitting it to make a parody, prank, alleged joke video about how to hit and rough up your chick who's too mouthy. Meanwhile, Canelo's out here working. So I got to talk about that as well. Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders was the unspoken truth. We later found out, we heard rumors and sources that it was the fight that was to be next. Now, we really don't know, because one thing, the pandemic has pushed everything back. We do know that Canelo has, I guess, agreed to fight Golovkin in a trilogy. That's what DAZN was pressing for and pushing for. But now, in between the pandemic and the foolish actions of Billy Joe Saunders, will we get that fight next? Because if Canelo fights him, I mean, it doesn't really affect Canelo particularly, because he didn't do the idiotic thing that Billy Joe Saunders did. And I made several videos about them. Check that out on the channel. But he posted that video, the DV video, instructing guys on how to, hit your chick in the chin and all this stuff. And it doesn't really affect Canelo, but just the perception of the event is now compromised because of the actions of one man who happens to be the dance partner. So I really am skeptical. I don't know if that fight will happen. And if it does happen in America, see, some people are saying, oh, it's British humor. You don't get Billy Joe Saunders, how he jokes. I don't care. I don't care about British humor and how he jokes. What he did at this time when people are already worried and, you know, riddled with panic and losing jobs and family members or friends getting sick, it's the bottom line. It was classless and it was distasteful. It was tasteless. So he shouldn't have did it. It is what it is. And now if Canelo does fight him, it puts a big happening on that particular fight, because you just know how it's going to go. The rights groups and angry people, some people are checked out when you have that type of behavior and don't behave like a champion. But speaking of behaving like a champion, we know Canelo, that's something no one can take away from him. You could say he lost this fight or should have lost this fight, but you can't take away from the fact that he is a disciplined fighter. He's making his weights and he's staying busy. And see, one thing that people oftentimes in life, they have this woe is me type of attitude. They look at people like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or Canelo and people who have these things, and they say, oh, like, it's easy because he has a personal chef or because he has his own gym. But they went out and got it, and they went out and went after it, their dreams, their visions, their ambitions, and most likely it wasn't handed to them. Especially a guy like Canelo. He's fought since he was age 15 as a pro, fighting bigger people, older people, and he made a career out of it. So it's not like it was handed to him. He also comes from an impoverished area, Guadalajara, Mexico. And in Mexico, he earned his stripes, went from street fighting to actual professional fights. And he maintained it, had the look, had the right components that worked out for him. So you can't just be like, oh, it's easy for him because he has his own gym. Well, if you don't have that and you haven't worked to get yourself those things, those amenities, maybe you have to do it in your backyard, but that doesn't mean you have to give up and abandon all hope during a time like this. See, that's the problem, is a lot of people, the situations that make you feel the most hopeless, that's where you got to be the most optimistic. When anybody can succeed when things are going well, that's easy. But creativity, ingenuity, problem solving, these abilities come through front and center when you have reason to be discouraged, when you have reason to fear, when you have reason to be worried or concerned. That's going to show the person, I strongly believe this, a person's true intent and true character, their innermost fears, their inhibitions. That's where it comes to the surface, not when you're doing well. Anybody can do well, and it doesn't take much to do well. It's just a matter of maintaining. Some people can do well and then, get caught up in the wrong things, but it's easier when you are doing well. That's a given, because you're doing good. What is there to complain or worry about? It's when times like this, you see what the separation. You see guys like elite guys like Canelo. He out there hitting the bag hard as hell, and it's supposed to be Billy Joe Saunders. You have to imagine, money or not, Canelo is probably angry because he's supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders, and his fight is in limbo now, and the actions of Billy Joe Saunders. So he don't even know if he's going to get that. So we have to see what happens with his bag with that, because, DAZN's already furloughing employees, and DAZN is also, not paying the rights holders the rights fees for their fights because they can't actually have fights. So what does that do to Canelo's bag? He signed up for, let's say, a 10-fight deal, record-breaking money. But if he doesn't get that fight with Billy Joe Saunders and they skip to Golovkin, then he might be missing a paycheck this year. So, it's just a crazy time. Let me know what you guys think. Canelo, his left hook, deadly. He's hitting the bag. He's staying disciplined. That's all I can ask of him as a fight fan. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. Sign up for ESPN Plus bundle. ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. That's what we're pushing right now because there's no live events. Get that bundle. Click on the link in the description. It does help the channel. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.